Welcome back. This is a show off of the dialogue system that I have created for my game. And right now I've just got some dialogue stuck in an Excel file that I'll be using. And so when you see me copy pasting, that's where I'm getting it from. And I just want to go over how this is to use. Eventually, I'm going to have a system where I can pull from the Excel file directly into Unity, and that way I can have um, the ability to have multiple languages. But for now, the game just needs to be English, and I'm just using that to store my dialogue for now. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to need, I'm going to have two separate groups of people. One is going to be a conversation with the main character and two girls, and the other one's going to be a conversation of the main character with the girls and a new character, which is another boy. So we'll start off with the a conversation when your main character meets the girls, and we'll see how that goes. So right now I've got this new dialogue system set up, and I just want to do a dialogue, and I'll call this uh, dialogue meet the girls. Okay. All right, so the way this works is that we have our dialogue branches, and if we do use choices within our dialogue, then we can separate out to new branches and we can control what branch leads to what branch. Obviously, the first branch is is branch 0, and we just have a note here that says branches with a next branch of 0 will end the dialogue. So anytime we get to a branch that says that the next branch is 0, we're not going back to the beginning, we're going to end the dialogue. Let's create a branch. Here we've got an empty branch, and this is a dialogue, so I can do a dialogue or I can do choices, and there must be more than at least one choice. So like choices will look like this. I'm not going to have any choices in this one. Go back to dialogue. So let's just copy and paste some stuff from here. And this is going to be, I believe this is Maya that's talking. Um, I should have actually written that down. I do have an old discussion system. So let's see. I'm going to put them side by side, the old system and the new system. So that means I'm going to lock this and grab a new tab. Inspector. Put that on the side here. Okay, and so here we go. So old and the new. And this restore up, that comes from this. I don't know why that does that. It should go away. There, went away. Okay, right. So this is coming from Maya. So there are up to 10 or 11. So let's just drop a whole bunch of these in here. Nope, take that out. And I'm not going to actually need to copy paste from the Excel. I could just copy paste from in here. So copy, paste. And I just want you to notice some of the things being written here. So next branch 0. That's what the NB is. I know I want to go from branch 0 to 1, and 1 goes to 2, so on and so forth. So we see next branch, and they're going to give us a short summary of what the dialogue is saying. So I don't have to keep opening this. I can kind of figure out which point I'm at just by reading that small dialogue. The next thing is this 0, 0. I have these extras here, which are effects and events. For instance, I know that I want him when he says, huh, I want that to have a small effect on it. We can see that here where we're using a wave effect. So I'm going to say show extras, and I want to add an effect. This is going to be a wave, and it's on the word huh. So I have an effects range. Down here we can see the effect text. This is what is going to be affected by this. So I can take the whole thing, I could take just a bit of it. So basically that range allows me to add an effect. I just want it on the so there it is. We've added a wave effect to that. Okay, and that was Timmy that did that. And next, so I'm just going to go through and just grab all of these. I'll do the names after. I just want to paste them all in. This is where that an input from Excel would come in a lot handy. And I'm just going to pause and get this all done for now. Okay, now that we've got that all done, I've created the one for meeting the other kid as well. And we have that I wanted the to have an effect, and we can see there one effect. The other 0 is for events. So let me show you what an event is. At the end of this dialogue, or at the beginning, depending on where you want to put it, it doesn't matter. I want to trigger an event to state that I have met the girls. This system comes with events, and I've created 2 events. Adding a new event is super easy for this. I don't have to really go into much coding. I don't have to go and change things much in the coding. These just run very simply. And I've added 2 events. One is an event of having met someone, which I'm going to use that. The other one is actually triggering an event. So I have an event delegate system set up that it's called branch event, and I'll just put that here. I'm not going to use it, but basically I give this event a serial number. Someone's going to be listening for a branch event, and he might be looking for specific serial numbers. So I might say that having said something to send to someone might trigger an audio, or it might trigger something. And I'm going to set this up, and I'm going to give it a serial number, and that thing will be listening for if something with a certain serial number has played, then do something. So that's what this one is for, but I'm not going to use that. I've got a bunch of people here to meet, so I'm going to do a met someone event, and this is let me call it branch event met Cherry. So we've got Cherry, Maya, and Kai. So I'm just going to duplicate that 3 times. So met Cherry, met Maya, and met Kai. Okay, so let's look at where we would use that. So I'm going to put that at the end. So when the conversation's over, I'm going to say that I've met the girls. Show extras. Here's my events. I'm going to add 2 events. And all I do for these events is I'm going to say I want Cherry and Maya. That's it. They take care of running themselves. So once I run an event, it knows to execute the event. And so this tells me when the dialogue of this, sure, come on, I'm Timmy, when do I run this? I run this at the start before the text comes on the screen, or I can run it at the end, which is the dialogue has finished typing and it's waiting for you to click the mouse button to move to the next dialogue. When you click the mouse button, that's when the event runs. So because this has a next branch of 0, this is the end of the dialogue, and it's going to run these when I end my dialogue. So that's it for the events and the effects. Let's look at Kai. So Kai, I want to have, whenever you say somebody's name for the first time, so this is Kai, I'm going to add an event on that, an effect on that, and that is a wave, and it's always red, kind of a deeper red. All right, and that's on the word Kai. So I need to find Kai. There we go. And I want it to say this is Kai, and then pause for a second. He goes to my school. So I'm going to add another effect. this is going to be a weight effect. This looks a little bit different. It doesn't have a range. It just wants to know where to put it. I'm going to wait for 1 second. And it shows here the weight happens before this. No, I want it to be between Kai and he. So right before he is when it's going to wait, when the wait is going to take place. That's it for the effects on this guy here. And at the end, that's where we put the event of meeting Kai. I'm going to stick that as end. Okay. Now, if I walk up to Kai, I want you to meet the girls before you meet Kai. If I walk up to Kai and I haven't met the girls, I don't want Kai to have a conversation with me, or I might want him to have a different conversation with me. For that, I have my system here for a conditional system, and I'm going to call this conditional system meet Kai. Now, those dialogues that I've just done, the meet the girls one, that's going to run automatically when I meet the girl. But Kai, I need to have a certain condition. I need to have met the girls. So let's go in here, and here's the condition dialogue. If I met the girls, then I'm going to do the dialogue with Kai. If I haven't, then Kai doesn't talk to us. The dialogue remains as null, and Kai will not talk to us. But what conditions do I need to run this? I need 2 conditions, and both of them are, I don't have those yet. New dialogue, conditions, and I've created a condition. You can have many different conditions. I've got met person. You can have having a certain amount of gold or money, having been to a place, having a certain item. Any condition can be created very easily. I'm using met person, so this is a condition, and it is met Cherry. Duplicate it. Met Maya. I'm not going to call this a condition. I'm going to call this a system. Okay. Why do I have an error? I have an error because these are empty, I think. Yeah. So let's do Met Cherry. Met Maya. Does that clear this up? That clears it up. I've got to go in, and if those are empty, I'm going to tell it to behave itself. Okay, so these conditions can be reversed. So reverse condition, I can say that what if I want to make sure that I haven't met them? And we can see a little R there that says that the condition has been reversed. So condition met Cherry, reverse it means I will have this dialogue if I haven't met the 2 of them. But I don't want to do that. Okay, so basically that's how this system works. The system will have a conditional system put onto an NPC that can change. So for instance, you can have a chapter system and say that what if the game is in chapter 1? Then the conditions will be for chapter 1. What if the game is in chapter 2? You'd have different chapters. What if it's in chapter 2 and I need to have met someone? You know, so you can have a whole bunch of different kind of conditions. Ultimately, it would be better if I can do this as a graph, but right now I don't know how to make graphs. I did try to do a tutorial, and it just hurt my head a little bit. So I'm doing it just as a scriptable object, and I've worked with this quite a few times, and it works very well, except for that little error that I got, which do a quick fix on this. I'm using Odin for my the behavior that I have in my inspector. And that's one of the Odin things that's happening there. And it happens right here. So I'm going to just say if oops. Here we go. And let's set the default to be no condition. Save. Okay. It's just it had a little hiccup because it tried to find a condition name and it couldn't find a condition name because it was blank. Okay, so there we have our two conditions. If I do that, I get no condition. Going away from it, no error. Coming back, still no condition until I add a condition. And if I remove a condition, it says no condition. Good, so that works. And that's a run through of my dialog system. So if I wanted to add a condition of having money, in this game we call them having stars. So for instance, let's look at my manager and player data. What do we have? Stars and trash. Let's look at that and see. Let's grab. I want to be able to grab how many stars I have. I should have something for that. Item box. So met NPCs, item box, stars. I've got for adding stars and I've got for a wallet. So star wallet is going to be how many stars there are. So for that, let's add some conditions. Nope. So condition types. So we've got our condition type of meeting a person. I'm going to add a new one. So I'm going to say condition type or condition star amount. So normally I would have a switch file. In my older version, I had a switch file which had a whole bunch of, like, it took forever to be able to add a new condition or add a new something because I had to go add a new switch, then add all the conditions for that switch and everything. It really was a nightmare. So this way, I'm going to just take all of this this inherits from my condition base. So my dialog condition base can give me a little error there. That dialog condition base is a scriptable object. So I can do a create asset menu. This is going to be a file name. Let's call this I'm just going to call it condition. And the menu name. Menu name, let's just, because this goes in the same place. And we'll call it star amount. Okay. Now the other one, the condition base, is an abstract. So I'm just going to implement it. Condition met. So I want to know, let's say this is serialized field and int star amount. I'm just going to grab this so I don't have to rewrite it each time. So I'm going to check to see the database and what was it? Star wallet. So if the star wallet, how is star wallet used? Where to go? Player data. So public int star wallet. Right. Is equal to star amount. And we're not reversing it. And then I'm going to take this and put that over here. And this time it's going to be not equal to and reversed. So save that and get rid of this. And that's it. So I've just added the functionality for finding out how many stars someone has. So to put that into use, let's go to our story. Prefabs discussions. And if I want to add that, I'll just go create, new dialog, conditions, star amount, and condition 50 stars. So if the condition is 50 stars, then put the amount as 50, and that way it'll check to see if I have 50 stars, then it's going to run the condition. To do these icons, let me just find an icon. So I want to be able to see these things. I could go and I'm just grabbing these off the internet, but eventually I'll make my own custom made ones. Star condition icon PNG. See what they come up with. I like that. See, I'm going to go with that clipboard for conditions. Can't find any with a clipboard. Star and clipboard. There we go. And let's use this one. Let's do clipboard with checkboxes. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, I couldn't find a good one, so I went with this one here. So a little clipboard with a star, and I want to apply that. Why is this? No, that has nothing to do with anything of mine. Okay, where are we? Branch, condition types. So it's this one here. And all I do is I just come here and I'm going to give it an icon. Star. Oh, we got a lot of stars. There's star condition icon. All right, once I've given it that, then if I go back to my story, beach, discussion, new, then that guy, he should be updated. Okay, so he didn't get it yet, but he's got the icon here. It's just because I created that before I did that thing. But when I restart Windows, restart Unity, it'll update. If I create a new one, you see that it gets that icon. So creating icons for stuff is very easy. You just put it on the scriptable object and it will be good. All right, that's it for my entire presentation of the dialogue system. That went a little bit longer than I thought it would, but that's showing all the different possibilities of what you can do with the dialogue system. Okay, have a good one. Bye.